March 8th marks International Women's Day, a date that draws attention to their importance in society and the history of fighting for their rights. But how did this day come about? Some people associate the date with the accident in New York at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, where about 125 women and another 21 men were carbonized in an accidental fire, as well as the strike that took place because of it. There are other versions about the origin of Women's Day, but the important thing is that all of them show the fight for better quality of life and gender equality. In view of this situation, a lot of manifestations took place in several cities in the United States and Europe for better working conditions and the right to vote. The International Women's Day was determined by the UN in 1975. March 8th would be the day to remember and celebrate the social, political, and economic achievements of women all around the world.
Feminism is a social and political movement for women that since the 80s gained space. It claims the political, juridical, and social equality among women and men. More than that, it includes the reproductive rights and fight against physical, psychological, and sexual violence. And we have liberal, social, eco, Black, separatism, and individualist feminism. In the past, women who had too much knowledge or helped another woman were considered as witches. The feminine world was always associated with fragile. The history highlighted too much times women who participated in wars, revolts, and art, as Dandara dos Palmares, Joana d'Arc, Frida Kahlo, and Malala. This happened even in religion and mythology with Lilith and Medusa. It's important to highlight that feminism isn't instead of machismo. Feminism wants the equality of gender. Machismo considers women inferior than men. The feminism have been conquered more and more rights and opportunities for women. And, some weeks ago, women showed their power in Grammy.
Transfeminism is feminism that brings together transgender people, transvestites, trans women, etc. to demand the rights that cis women already obtain and to go against the standard that feminism is only for a cisgender woman, and that is criticize gender biology and shows trans thinking. In recent decades, the idea of all women have common experience has been criticized by Black, lesbian, indigenous, disabled, and low-income women, to name but a few. Trans women are also questioning what it means to be a woman, and are challenged with the idea of gender as a biological fact. Insist that their experiences as a woman are recognized and part of the feminist cause.
We have many representations of trans women in the world, like Marsha P. Johnson, who was a pioneer in LGBT rights in the USA, and Jacqueline Charlotte, who was the first trans woman to be reassigned in France.
Some things are common, like voting and going out alone these days. We can only do it for the struggle of women over time. International Women's Day is celebrated worldwide as a milestone in the fight for human rights for us. The date was born out of a series of demonstrations by women for better working conditions. They needed authorization from their husbands and could only work in a few places. Throughout history, women have fought for much, such as right to vote, education, contraceptives, divorce, violence, and femicide. They conquered the law, Maria da Penha, and many others, even to use pens. Despite everything, they continue to fight today for social equality between genders. You can even criticize the feminists, but don't question your achievements. For them, that today all women have some rights in our society and can express their opinions, although there is much to improve.